You also talk about a lot of the greats in the game that you've had the pleasure of managing. Albert Pujols, Yu Darvish, Chris Bryant, and even as recently as this year, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani. But the most interesting of those, probably I would imagine the most difficult to manage, would be Shohei Ohtani. Talk about the process of managing a player and a talent like Shohei.
I'm going to tell you this is one of the easiest guys I've ever had to work with. First of all, we had to come to terms or grips with not this year, but the previous year, that he's going to pitch and play and hit, right? Now, it seems very obvious right now, but believe me, leading into that moment when we did it, it was not very obvious to a lot of people. And a lot, you can't do this. Why would you even try to do this? You're going to injure the guy and so forth, so on. So what I did in spring training of 2021, we sat down, he and I and Perry sat down and said to him, there are no rules. The rules, what I want, the policy I want is that on a daily basis, you and I talk. So every day before the next day, he and I would speak about what he wanted to do tomorrow. And if he needed a day, he got it. If he thought he was good to go. He conveyed to me the only part he was concerned about was his legs. And that if his legs were to get tired, that would be concerning. I said, you got it, man. I said, because I don't know how your legs feel. So you tell me when the legs are not good, and you got that day. If you don't want to hit the day that you pitch, tell me. If you don't want to play the day before, after, tell me. But it got to the point he got into such a groove with his prep that he never wanted a day off. And the days that he did play, he wanted to run. He wants to steal bases. So the guy's a totally different animal. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it coming down the pike. And he makes it really, really easy to work with him.
Was there ever a moment for you, because you were with him from the beginning in his Major League Baseball career once he came over, was there a moment for you that you remember thinking, this guy's going to be a superstar?
Oh, yeah. Even when my first year there was 2020, and he actually had been there, he'd been Rookie of the Year, and I had not seen all that. When I saw him, he was not good. He wasn't swinging the bat well. He wasn't throwing well. There was nothing really good about his game at that point. So that's when you got to put your scout's cap on. I knew he had done this. If they'd shown you it before, they're going to do it again. A lot of old scouts would tell you that particular adage. So I didn't get to see it, but you could see the way the body moved. You watch him in batting practice. I didn't see the arm, quite frankly, because he couldn't even hardly throw at that time. Yeah. So I didn't really see that until last year, and he kept building and building. And I watched him recently on one of the games. Oh my God, he's among the top 5-10 pitchers in all of baseball right now, easily. And then the top 5 offensive players in the game also. And I'll tell you another thing. If you asked him to play the outfield, no problem, because when Trotty was coming back and he couldn't really play in the outfield, I wanted to put Shohei in the outfield and let Michael be the DH. Those are the kind of things I was thinking about too, because I know he can do it and do it well at a high level. If you watch him shag in batting practice, it's Gold Glove caliber defense. He is that talented.